So we are looking at the strawberry moon one night after full. Got a bit of wind, a little bit of a wind vibration, but as you can see it's big because I got a very powerful telephoto lens. We're looking through 1800 millimeters, so almost 2000 millimeters. The moon is almost filling the frame here. In fact, it's almost too powerful at 1800. So I may actually reduce. I can actually, since I have a zoom, I can zoom back a bit. So let's just, there we go. So I zoom back a bit. Just gonna reframe a bit. I'll let the moon come up through the frame here. But I'm impressed. I recently bought a 150 to 600 millimeter Sigma zoom. Okay, yeah, the wind is not helping here. Definitely a bit shaky, but that's one of the reasons I'm shooting video instead of, I'm just adjusting the tightness here, so that's my vibration as much as wind. But as you can see, yeah, there's a fair bit of wind vibration happening here. But by shooting video, you know, in those occasions where the wind dies down, like I should be able to get some sharp frames. So I don't know exactly, oh, it looks like the zoom's a little bit less than 500 millimeters. So we're at a little bit less than 1500 millimeters at the moment. Let's say 1400 or something. And I have to say that I'm quite happy with the sharpness of the lens itself. That is the Sigma 150 to 600 millimeter zoom. But I'm also very happy with the Kenko 3x teleconverter I have attached to it right now. So I'm thinking like it's obviously probably not as sharp as if I had a very high quality, you know, 1500 millimeter or 1800 millimeter telescope or lens, but it's pretty darn good. For the amount of money I spent on the lens and the teleconverter, you know, I really cannot complain. Just trying to, I am very happy with this. So yeah, again, we do have vibration issues, which again is why I'm not shooting stills. Because I can pull some stills out of this, you know, when it settles down. Now what we're seeing on the screen is pretty close to what I'm seeing with the unaided eye in terms of brightness, maybe slightly brighter, but then the screen tends to be a bit brighter than what actually ends up in video, so I'm not going to mess around too much here. There's a bit of a glow around the moon. It's quite cloudy and hazy. It's been coming in and out of clouds. It may go into cloud again. But yeah, right now, not too much wind. Little bit of a breeze, but not too bad. So I think I'm going to reframe. I'm just going to keep this running. It's going to get a little shaky while I reframe. Okay. We'll just let the moon be a little off to the left there for a bit. And yeah, I'm not going to take a bunch of different clips. I'm just going to essentially pan and raise the camera a bit in a longer clip. It'll actually mean less vibration overall, because every time I hit the record button, you know, to get started, there's vibration. Every time I hit the record button to end the video, again we have vibration. So I'm just going to mess around here, and we're about to mess around now. So all I did was raise it just a tiny little bit so that it continues to rise up through the frame and move towards the center. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to pan right or left. I'm just going to raise the camera as the moon gets closer to the top of the frame. And I'm really not going to adjust the exposure. I think the exposure is pretty darn good. So just, yeah, a bit of wind there. Just to clarify what the exposure is at the moment, the ISO is 6400, which is the top ISO that this camera will do before going into, you know, high. And the lens is set to f8. Excuse me, but in real terms you have to add 3 stops for the teleconverter, so f8, 11, 16, 22. So it's really an f22 and a 30th of a second. So the actual exposure is a 30th of a second at f22, ISO 6400, with a combination of a Sigma 150 to 600 millimeter zoom set to, I don't know, 480 or something, and f8. And f8's just a little bit down from wide open. Wide, oh, okay, just rearrange things a bit here. Let the moon come up through the frame. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to leave that alone. So we're just going to let the moon rise up through the frame. So I'm just debating if I should stop down a little bit. But anyway, what I was saying, that the maximum aperture on this lens at 600 millimeters is f6.3. So between f6.3 and f8, you're looking at 2/3 of the stock difference or something.
Can I see it?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Wow. Second, Shui, second. Because I want to take video.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wow, nice.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
It's like a pink moon, right, today?
Well, they call it the the strawberry moon.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because it's the time of year when strawberries come out. It's not really about the color of the moon. But because the moon it's in sort of a hazy sky, like the forest fires and so on, that makes it more red, orange, yellow colors. So the main reason that, like right now it sort of looks like a peach color, I would say. It's because of the haze. That's good, you got both, yeah. Very nice, I should do that.
Oh, super nice, wow. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
You from here? Is this where you
Yeah, I live just around the corner.
Oh, I live in Sherbrooke.
Sherbrooke, okay.
Yes.
What are you doing here?
Just walking here.
Oh, you mean Sherbrooke Street?
Yes, here.
I thought you meant...
Not Sherbrooke City. No, I'm not.
I'm going to have to do what you're doing. I'm just going to adjust. If you can just hang on a sec. I just want to adjust put the moon back near the center again.
Oh, it's better, yes.
Yeah.
It's going to be better.
And you're going to be on YouTube. Just your voice. Yeah. You can put that on YouTube if you want. Just for fun, or Facebook, whatever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's very nice. Yeah, I'm going to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
When you're done. Yeah. Anyway, tonight, last night, and tomorrow night, you notice it's very low in the sky, like it's not hot.
No, it's going to go down, right?
Well, that's
Or
it. The
here.
point being is it's not going very high in the sky tonight.
Ah.
It's at its lowest. It's at its lowest point in almost 19 years. So it goes up and down. You know, like the winter solstice, it's the shortest day,
Okay.
and the sun comes up south of east and sets south of west. Well, it's kind of like that, but it's for the moon. So it's a rare event that it's this low.
I'm gonna take the last video.
Anyway, this will be on YouTube later.
No, that's what
Okay, I'm noticing that it's getting to the top there, so just going to reframe in a second. It's getting cut off at the top. Yeah, my screen's a bit dirty. Needs a cleaning.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
You're so good.
Go. There we go.
Have a good day.
You too, yeah.
Thanks.
Kala proszę. So, again, we're looking at the strawberry moon, and it is, I believe, still. Oh, we're heading towards a tree there. That'll get interesting actually when it starts getting into the tree again. So it's 11:50, so it's still June 11th, but pretty soon it's going to be June 12th in about 10 minutes. I believe this is about as high as the moon gets tonight. I don't think it gets much higher than this. So, as I said, there's a tree to the right. It's going to start to move across. I could stop recording, move to my left, and the moon would still be in a clear sky, unobstructed by trees. But I think we'll let it move into the tree. Again, and we're seeing a bit of vibration because of a light breeze. I will say a refreshing breeze, to be honest. It's quite nice, cool breeze. Yeah, I'm quite happy. I have, previous to acquiring this lens, been using a 400mm Nikkor lens with the 3x teleconverter, which gives me 1200 millimeters, which is pretty good. But I have to say that I'm kind of happy to be able to do 1400, 1500, 1600, 1700, and right up to 1800 millimeters. Looks like we're getting to the top of the frame, so I will pan, and the moon's going to be moving into that tree, I would say. I'm going to put it down at the bottom left here. So yeah, we're tightening things up. There we go. So we'll just let the moon continue on its way across the frame. Yeah, I think there's a bit of tree up at the top there now. So it's going to move into where the tree is. So it could get sort of interesting. We got about 6 minutes and 20 seconds of recording time left, so we're just going to, yeah, we're starting to see the tree. Now the tree will be out of focus. It's about, I don't know, 100 feet away, I'd say. Maybe a bit less than 100 feet. Oh, I see my batteries starting to go. Well, that's not good because I don't think I brought a spare with me. On the other hand, I have to say that these Nikon batteries, the EL15 battery and the Nikon D800 and D810, even when I get the red battery dying fine, it can go for another 20 minutes or even half an hour, so I'm not overly concerned. It really depends though. So I rather stupidly forgot to bring a spare battery with me. I'm gonna, because I have a bunch of different bags, and this particular bag that has the telephoto lens in it doesn't have any spare batteries in it, but I think I'll make a point of putting some spare batteries in the bag, or at least one anyway. Because this camera and lens, I'm pretty well going to keep the camera attached to this lens. I'm lucky enough to have 3 DSLRs, 2 D800s, and a D810. I acquired them over some years. Took a while, but I think the first D800 I got was about a decade or more ago. And then I got another one a little later. And then I got a D810, I guess a couple of years ago now. So I have 3 bodies, you know, so I can basically dedicate a body to a lens to avoid dust issues and so on. So this is kind of fun with the branches of the tree. I'm going to pan a bit, and we shall raise things a little bit. So the, whoops, still near the top of the frame. Let's go a little lower. So there's actually quite a bit of tree above the moon. I'd say at least half a degree or more worth of tree there. The moon itself is about a half degree in terms of, angular diameter they call it. So the angle of the moon viewed from the Earth is about half a degree. Same thing for the sun. They fluctuate a little bit, but it's about half a degree. So above the moon right now, I'm seeing tree that's more than the diameter of the moon, so more than half a degree, but not 1 degree. It's about 2/3 or 3/4 of a degree. But anyway, I do kind of like this. They got plenty of footage of the moon in a clear sky. So I just kind of like this. We got a little less than 3 minutes of recording time left in terms of the recording time, which is 20 minutes. So we're just going to let the moon move further and further into the tree. And just trying to see to what extent it's still rising. It does appear to still be rising. It hasn't quite reached its zenith yet. 2 minutes and 20 seconds-ish. 11:57 at night, so we're 3 minutes away from midnight, so it's going to be June 12th pretty soon. Got a dying battery here, but like I said, it could last for another 20 minutes, or it might not. We'll just have to see. I'm not going to rush home to get another battery. I'm just going to keep using this one until it dies. But I am liking this. I am liking this. I'm just debating if I should focus on the tree for a bit. Yes, nah, I don't see the point, quite frankly, in focusing on the tree. In fact, I don't see the point of having the tree in the way much longer. I thought it'd be a kind of a nice effect. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this clip end in 1 minute and 20 odd seconds without changing my position. But when it does end, I'm going to shift to my left to put the moon back in a clear sky. I'm just going to pan here. Pan up a little. There we go. That's maybe even a bit too low in the frame, but we'll let it go like that. Lots of tree there, lots of leaves between the camera. Maybe I will, and some wind. I think what I will do, because I am going to reframe this, I'm going to adjust the focus so it's on the leaves. So there we go. So now we're on the leaves with the moon behind. Yeah, not overly interesting, is it? 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.